Gonna buy tickets, man. Like I said, just pay me when you can. I'm not worried about the money.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, I just send them either like, $50 a week or $100 every 2 weeks,
Oh man,
whatever.
it ain't got to be that much. Just whatever you can afford. There, 10 here, 20 there. As long as I get it over time, I don't care. I think I'm gonna. I saw some for 300. I could get that. They're kind of like off behind the stage. The ones I want to get, they're like three. They're on the aisle, but they're like 370. But that's with all the fees included. But you're not behind the stage. You're you're kind of you'll be able to see most of them as they come out. I don't really,
Yeah, I
as long
sat
as
there a lot. I don't care.
yeah, as long as I can see the chamber. So I might get those, but they'll be on. We'll have seats on the aisle.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
then it'll be section 220. I'll send you what I'm thinking about and see what you think. But for the price, that's as good as we're going to get. These prices are still ridiculous.
You know me, man. We going, that's all I care
Me too, man.
about.
Look, once they're paid for, at that point, I'm all in, and I just want to enjoy the show.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Well, welcome in everybody. We talking about getting these tickets for Elimination Chamber because it's coming to the Shy, the United Center, the house that Michael Jordan built. So we've been kind of going back and forth in our own private group chat about we're gonna go, we're not gonna go. The tickets high, but it is Chamber, it is Chicago, it's CM Punk champ. And so we gonna go. We just figuring out logistics. That's all that is. So uh, kind of got a sneak peek at our conversation. Yeah, but we are here to talk about what happened over the weekend and last night in this 3GW recap. I am the real Big E, and he is Rob the Ambassador. A lot to unpack. A lot to unpack here. Now we didn't really get to talk as far as War Games was. I kind of did that one. It was a real brief solo thing. Um, we'll get to the mystery man here in a second because that was just you did finish Raw, correct?
I did.
Okay, we'll get to him in a second. Um, to get to Saturday night's main event, there's two things that really from the weekend that really stick out. And first and foremost, of course, uh, we'll just get right to it. John Cena's last match, facing Gunther. We haven't really been able to talk since they started the tournament and doing all this stuff. So I kind of want to know how you thought about how they handled the last match. Because me personally, I thought a tournament was just BS. I thought you could have had, brought back a. I mean, it would have been nice to bring back an Edge or somebody like that, or even well, they already did Randy Orton. I think they'd use that Randy Orton bullet too soon, if you ask me. Um, Obviously, Kurt Angle can't wrestle anymore. Taker can't wrestle anymore. Batista's gone. Triple H couldn't wrestle if he wanted to. We already seen him in Roman X amount of times, so why not have like a Carmelo or Obafemi even, Why have this, why not do deadline and say, yeah, whoever wins this faces John Cena in his last match. Like that's way more intriguing than a bunch of these other guys. But even still, okay, Gunther, fine. Uh, but they could have executed it better. Before I even get to the match, your thoughts on like doing a tournament. Do you think there would have been a better way, or what feud would you have liked to have seen maybe instead?
Man, it's hard because I'm assuming this was mostly Cena's idea, maybe hashing it around with Triple H. I like the idea of the tournament in the sense that you did include some young up and comers from NXT. Um, Carmelo was in the tournament, but man, for me, it was all a foregone conclusion. I pretty much knew or felt like it would be Gunther. I had no problem with it being Gunther. I know they were trying to milk this thing for everything it's worth. And after a year or so, I can see why it would kind of get tiresome on people, but I just rode with it. Uh, but yeah, but I was fine with it being Gunther in the end.
Okay. And then All right, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, sure. I even like the idea. Okay, I retired Goldberg. Now I'm about to retire John Cena. And next year, I'll probably retire Brock Lesnar. You know, I'm okay with all that. I hate the execution on this match. I was in it. I mean, I was in it. I felt like the match itself had what it should have had. You know, the crowd participation was insane. The FU Gunther chants, like, man, I mean, it was hostile environment. He's not even like in Boston or nothing. You would have thought he was. But it is just the love of John Cena on display. And everybody thought he's gonna go out one last time as Super Cena. And I'm sorry to all you fans of quote unquote fans of wrestling, but that is not how the last match goes. You have to understand this business. You go out on your back. Period. End of story. That's why Goldberg did it. That's why Flair did it. Triple H did it. That's why Batista did it. You go out on your back. That's how Shawn Michaels did it. You know, like I mean, you go through a list of litany of people. They all went out on their back. So how do y'all think that it's gonna be any different for John Cena? Stone Cold Steve Austin went out on his back. Okay. And nobody had a problem with it, you know. I mean, we didn't know at the time that was gonna be his last match against The Rock, but at the same time, still, nobody was. I mean, people wanted him to come back and do this and that, but we knew because of injuries he couldn't. Um, Sans the match with Kevin Owens. Uh, so that being said, I know how this is gonna go. Gunther's a great talent. However, I have to give this match a GFY for one reason and one reason
Mm,
only.
mm.
And it is because of the what is that? The finish. The finish was absolute trash. Okay. He's smiling like the Joker and just cuddle up in Gunther's arms, like, oh, that's it. It's over. Like, what that is how y'all did it? Like anticlimactic is all hell. Just and then the shocked looks on everybody's faces was just like, y'all, what y'all expect? Y'all expect him to win? Really? Hey, look, I this has nothing to do. I want to make this very clear. I have never said I'm a John Cena fan. However, out of respect, this man deserved better than that. Much better than that. It should have been hard fought. Hell, knock his ass out. I don't care. But give me a finish, not just him saying, "Okay, that's good. Had enough." Because we gonna get to the other mistake they made earlier in the night that really pissed me off.
Yeah.
This was just like I don't I get it with the headlock and he kept putting it on and putting it on and putting it on, but it should have been like I passed out. I didn't tap out. If anything, if this is the don't never give up, hustle low to respect guy. Don't have him tap out and pass out, and that's it. Fine. But and if he's gonna tap out, not smiling. Hey guys, that's it. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's how I feel.
I'll have to look back because I don't know if I saw it as a smile or just more of a grimace or what it was. But I
Oh
have to look
no, that
back.
was a grin.
Wow, I have to look back. But I thought the match. Look, I didn't expect the match to be any clinic. I wish it would have been more hard fought. But you could just kind of tell they were doing it for show business. I never believed for a second Cena had a chance to win, and I had a feeling Cena was going to tap. The man who said never give up was going to give up. I really felt that if we had a prediction show, I would have predicted that. So none of that was a surprise. The execution was it great? No, I cannot go GFY. I can't even go some bullshit. I'll give it TV quality because yeah, it was a match good enough for Raw or SmackDown or maybe even
It
Saturday
wasn't
Night
even the
Takeover.
match. I was entertained by the match, so I want to clarify that. But this is his last outgoing, and this is what y'all did. Honest to God, I think y'all did Goldberg better service. At least he passed out.
Well, I like Cena giving up. Because then you really elevate Gunther. Now Gunther is forever the guy who said, "Hey, the guy who said he would never give up. I made him give up." And that's Cena. Cena has always said he wanted to leave wrestling in a better place than it was when he got here. That's his way. Look, nobody expected. I think most people going into this match, they expected Gunther to beat Cena, but probably a lot of people didn't expect Cena to ever give up. So to me, it's kind of like a shock moment, like at WrestleMania 30. Never thought we'd see Taker lose at Mania, but he took a 3 count. So I'm not saying this is on that level, but the response that the people had to it was similar. You saw all them shocked
Yeah.
faces, you saw tears. People couldn't believe Cena had given up. So yeah, I
I
actually
don't
thought
have
a
a
great
problem
out.
with him tapping. My problem is the smile when tapping. Like
I gotta watch that back.
I'm looking for an image now because I'm telling you, it is like wow, really? It just I don't know. Here I found one,
Yeah, let me get a look
and
at it.
like I said, that's why it looks like I'm just gonna doze off right
Make sure
here.
it ain't AI. You never know. But
No, it ain't that. You can go back and watch this. But yeah, man, I don't have a problem with tapping out. That's not my problem. My problem is the execution of the tap out.
okay, all right, and I could see that. But I thought the match was entertaining enough. Like I said, I didn't expect it to be anything. I expected Gunther to win. The only, yeah, the only thing I, I would have predicted a tap out, but I just wasn't absolutely sure it would happen. Okay, so I'm looking.
Let me
That
get out
does
the way.
that does appear to be, yeah, that does appear to be a smile there in that moment. Yeah, it does. I don't know, man. That definitely does appear to be a smile in that moment. Dimples going and everything, but
Yeah.
in real time, I guess I just didn't see it like that. I don't know what, maybe the camera angle pulled away from it, but yeah, either way, look, man, if you look at this in its totality, I thought this was a great ending for Cena. This has been going on for over a year. We saw him turn heel. We saw him win the Intercontinental Championship. We saw him win 17. We saw him wrestle R-Truth and Randy and Punk and Brock. And, man, I thought it was a fun little run. I thought it was worthy. But I am glad that it's over though, because I'm really
Hmm.
curious to see how they move on from the Cena era. I'm curious to see who they and right now it looks like obviously with the heel they're going with Gunther. I'm curious to see who they think can be the next franchise player, male or female.
I mean, the biggest star they have is Roman. The problem is he can't be consistent because of leukemia. He's still battling. He might not be as loud about it, but he's still battling that, and it may not be effective. He still wrestles and everything, does all this stuff, and he's in the best shape he's ever been in. But at the same time, he can't work that much. I think people forgot like that man got leukemia. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, look, uh, Breaker. What do you think of Breaker? Too soon?
okay, so before we even go there, we gonna get to that. Those two things, Punk Breaker, and then the reveal. We have to talk about that damn Obafemi and Cody Rhodes talking about the future. Who's the next star? Obafemi is that guy. Okay. SmackDown, he came out on, and it's the first time he been on the main roster anywhere. And we always said, like, a lot of people don't watch NXT, and that's still true. Most people just watch the main roster. He came out, they knew his entrance, they chanted with him, they chanted with him while he was doing his promo, and his promo was on point. And same again on Saturday night's main event. He comes out, everybody's, right with Oba and chanting for Oba. Like 50-50. This is Cody Rhodes now. This ain't just like, I don't know, just running the mill person. This is Cody freaking Rhodes As Cody, as the black community has adopted him as Cody Raheem Rhodes, you
Yep.
know,
Okay. I missed that one.
his wife's black, that's why.
Uh,
Um,
got it. Okay.
and for that first, your first PLE match against the champ, and the crowd is 50-50, it says a lot, and I think his stature, his stance, his confidence says a lot about him. They should have done the Kevin Owens, just gave him the Kevin Owens treatment, let him beat Cody clean, shock, and quick. Because Cody's not, the story tells itself. Cody's not focused. He's focused on Drew, which it's almost like a damn love story with those two. But he's so focused on Drew that he ain't in it. He not his normal self. So yeah, a rookie came up and beat him. You know, I would have had Drew, if I'm booking it, I would have had Drew there, but I wouldn't have had him get physical. I would just had him like, maybe walk around the ringside area, just be a presence, so to speak. He didn't have to touch Cody because Cody's just freaked out just by hearing his name. So just seeing him would have been there. But I didn't want that. I just wanted Oba to beat him straight up. But if they were gonna have Drew interact to keep the whole Cody Drew thing going, at least let Oba get the win just to solidify. Because now he can at least go back to NXT and say, "I just beat the WWE champ," and solidify him when he does get called up. Call him up with the NXT title. Make him work both shows. Hell, like Kevin Owens did. You have to create new stars. I feel like we say this shit every year. You have to create new stars, and you're not doing it. Brock already said he's retiring. John Cena's gone. You're running out of people to pull out the well. You got to create new stars. So, that being said, well, before I even go there, your thoughts on Oba Cody?
Well, the finish was just trash, and it was a big disappointment. Cody's a made man, and there's no reason why Oba could not have gotten over on Cody. It wouldn't have hurt Cody. I can see that you don't want Cody to take a squash from this newcomer, no matter how big and bad he is. But like you said, there could have been some just McIntyre just roaming around the ring, just distracting Cody. And then somehow, some way, Oba takes advantage of that situation and pins Cody. People would have bought that. The fans were already behind Oba. I'm not saying they weren't rooting for Cody, but they would have been fine with Oba getting over in this one. Instead, to give that finish, that predictable finish that we all thought was going to happen, McIntyre busting in, it was just weak. It didn't do Oba any good. It didn't do Cody any good. The fans pissed on it. The fans didn't like it, justifiably so. But what I will say is they are creating a star in Oba. They didn't do him justice Saturday night, but obviously they believe in him or they wouldn't put him in that spot. And I think sooner rather than later, we are going to see him on the main roster. We're coming up now to, I believe the Rumble is the next. Well, I forgot. We have the big anniversary show coming up on Netflix. They're going to make that a big show. So that's probably like another PLE before the Rumble. But uh, I do think Oba is going to be in 2026 is going to be one of the ones they definitely are trying to elevate if they're smart, and I think they are.
Already making a lot of dumbass decisions lately.
They have.
Pretty much all of 2025 was one big what the fuck to me.
Yeah, I didn't hate it as much as some people, but man, I
I started SummerSlam. I thought SummerSlam was the best show they did, both
yeah.
nights. Everything else has been meh or trash, and this weekend was trash. Um, okay, so Raw yesterday we had, and so the whole Punk and Braun Breaker thing. That's like one of the matches that we're gonna have at the anniversary show. For the World Heavyweight Championship. I like Punk's promo. I like Braun Breaker's promos actually. I like the build because they're like cutting serious promos on each other. Um, I'm glad that by Braun being in this stable that he's not being held down. Clearly he's the strongest one. And I ain't gonna lie, seeing him hold the title, I was kind of like, "Oh, that's doesn't look bad. It does not look bad." So I think originally the plan for Mania, I think they had a couple plans. Seth Rollins was going to defend against Roman Reigns at Mania. I think that was the original plan, based on things I saw after he got hurt. So now that's changed, and unfortunately, it looks like we might get Cody and Roman 3 or 4, whatever the fuck it is. But in reverse, because Cody's the champ. Um, and then I could easily see us getting Punk and Breaker again at Mania and Breaker getting over. I mean, you got to pass again. You have to create new stars. You do, or else this business is gonna fail. Triple H goes on and on and on and on and on about saying creating the future, and I believe he's doing it in the women's division.
Mhm.
He's not doing it in the men's division at all. I mean, we got a bunch of great female rosters so stacked they just don't have. They don't even have enough room. They so stacked. So no issues. No, I don't have no complaints with the women's division. I mean, you got Jay as champ. Um,
Right. Stephanie
uh,
Vicaire.
Oh my gosh, Stephanie's so over right now.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so and then the matches are all unique. I mean, even using Nikki, I thought she had a better match with Stephanie this time around.
Yeah. I mean,
With
even Maxine Dupree has a title.
Maxine Dupri. Oh my God, but she looks great.
Yeah, I still was surprised to see her get that spot. But what I will say is I admire her. It looks like she's really putting in the work. And I love those little vignettes between her and Natalia. I love those.
I just like that they took her from that goofy role, had her trained to be serious, and actually got taken serious.
Yeah. It
So,
just seemed like it happened so fast though, getting her in the title picture. To me, that just kind of came from out of nowhere.
I mean, she's been on the roster,
Oh.
and she can. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and say she can put on like a 5-star match and shit like that, but I was just saying, compared to where she started, when she was timid to even get in the ring, to now getting the faces down, like especially yesterday, wrestling Natty. I think she's come a very, very long way. And that's kind of how you have to groom some of these wrestlers. Like, go put the title on her, make her work and earn the spot, while she has the title. I think you can do that with some people. Um, they didn't do Julia any favors putting the U.S. title on her. That was a waste of time. You'd have been
Well, but
better off putting that shit on Michin or somebody.
yeah, well, see, that's my problem. Is like I said, it now it's different. Maxine Dupree has at least been on the roster. I guess I just didn't see her as in the title picture, and then all of a sudden she's fighting Becky, and then next she's beating Becky. So, but look, as I said, I I can see the work ethic, and let's see if she can make it work. See if she can have a good run.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I like it. Women's division. I don't know.
But yeah, the men's division does need an infusion of younger talent. I mean, that's for sure.
Well, figure out what the fuck to do. 'Cause, I mean, you got New Day out here. I guess the Usos are back together, and you got the War Raiders haven't been on TV in forever. The tag
Weren't they? Yeah,
divisions.
they were on a couple of weeks ago, weren't they?
I don't know.
Yeah, man, they were. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, man, tag team like
Inconsistent. They inconsistent with that, and the tag division on SmackDown is cool, but I don't know. That's why I say they should just have one tag title for men, and they only have one for the women. So, and the women
yep,
have to travel. Why not have the men travel?
I
They're
agree.
not doing that. You don't have that many tag teams to have titles on both shows. You just don't.
Yep, agreed.
It should be a whole company wide thing. I've said this for years. Tag titles. You want to be tag team champions, fine, but you got to go to NXT, SmackDown, and Raw.
Yep.
Make it mean something. And then lastly, but not least, they finally did the big reveal of the masked man, and Lord, thank God, because all the rumors I heard online was going to be Chris Jericho. It's going to be Jericho. Ain't no way in hell. There's no way in hell that y'all gonna sit here and explain to me that Chris Jericho climbed that cage that fast, got in there, did the curb stomp, and jumped out the cage like a cat.
Nah.
Those are 20-year-old legs. Them ain't 50, 60, damn near 60-year-old legs. Okay, and Chris Jericho's not that tall or that buff. Let's all stop it. The names going around. The first name was Austin Theory, and then I heard Montez Ford. I think there was another name that somebody threw out too. I heard Ludwig Kaiser could possibly. I was like, yeah, he's too small and stringy to be the person on the hood because you could see the muscles and you could see they were kind of tall and athletic too.
Yeah,
That's what I thought was Montez
I think
Ford
he's
because,
pretending to be someone else.
well, yeah, but that's what I thought was Ford because look how fast he got in and out the cage, how fast he does everything else, and like the quick twitch, the fast twitch muscle fibers. I mean, that's how Montez moves. I didn't rule out who it actually is. I just thought I was kind of hoping against hope that it would be Montez to give him something. But end of the day, last night, Masked Man attacks again for the third time, I think, and they didn't even try to hide it this time. I mean, they left the eyes open so you could see clearly who it was, and it was revealed to be Austin Theory. And okay, cool. Well, worst kept secret this year. I mean, he was the number one front runner, to be honest, and I just don't know where they go from here. I mean, he's the division's hitman. So is he in division now, or is he? Because Paul Heyman swears him down. He didn't know who it was. I don't can't take his word either. But um, I guess we'll see what happens from here. What do you think?
Well, I'm just glad to see Theory back. I think he's a good young talent. I think there's things they can do with him. I don't know what their plans are, but yeah, man, I like that he's back, and he's a young guy they might be able to do something with. So let's see what. I have a question for you, man. Where was Randy this weekend? Where was he Saturday night?
Randy Omas, somebody else were in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, getting the promos ready for Rumble.
They were they were promoting something, but it was a more of a like a promotional trip or whatever. But they were doing. He was over there.
It's got to be for the
What was
Rumble.
it? It was Randy Omos and there was somebody else. But yeah, it was more WWE promotion for that that I'm assuming that was planned long before this.
Okay.
I'm assuming. I don't know. But yeah, that's where Randy was. Because that
Okay.
was like, yeah, damn, Randy wasn't even there. I mean, he did. They did was a video where he kind of did the,
Oh, cool.
a little tribute to John, and a lot of people in AEW did their own tributes to John.
Right. And I knew Edge wasn't coming. Tony Khan wasn't going to let that happen.
I don't know, he might have,
Uh, well, I mean, if he would, I mean, I'm sure Edge would have done it if he had to say so.
but the thing is, WWE was done with Edge when he left. That's why the only reason he left because they were like, well, we don't have anything for you.
Well,
So,
no, but just for this one off with Cena, I think they would have let him do that if Cena really wanted it, and if Edge wanted to, I'm sure they would have let that happen, and the fans would have loved it.
oh yeah, hell yeah, I would have liked to see that over Gunther. I get it though, Gunther. Like, it makes sense. He's gonna be the biggest heel moving forward for the next couple of years. I mean, but he'll never not be the guy that retired John Cena, that retired Goldberg, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna retire Brock.
Yeah,
Just
because you
like,
need that guy. Because if Brock leaves, who's your big scary guy?
yeah. And all the people saying, well, he's not in his 20s, he's 37. Okay, CM Punk is 47 and he's the champ. So what are y'all talking about?
Yeah,
AJ Styles is 49, you
yeah,
know? Uh Rey Mysterio's 50.
man, he's still moving around like he's 30.
Yeah, like John Cena's 47. Randy Orton's like 43, 44. Roman Reigns, y'all, the tribal chief is 40. Okay, no, none of these guys. Cody Rhodes is 40. None of these people are young. But it, see, the thing is, when I was coming up, you'd be lucky to live to see 40 if you was a wrestler. So, and the way, you know, nutrition is done nowadays and athletics and everything and healing and certain, it's just different. So I don't look at the age. If you still can go, I don't care how old you are. Batista got in the game late. He was a damn grandfather when he, when we met him in '08, he was already a grandfather. So
Yeah. DDP started late.
yeah, hell, Goldberg started. Goldberg was 30 years old when he started.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
he had
LA Knight,
obviously he
LA
was in
Knight
the
is
NFL,
40
but
and he's just his star is still rising.
who's that?
LA Knight.
Yeah, he was like 42.
Yeah. Yeah. So
I mean, I don't get caught up in the whole thing of age thing, but they do need to do something with your Carmelo Hayes. You're already doing something with Braun, so I'm not worried about that.
yeah,
But you gotta do something with Hayes because he's got potential in there, and
he does.
you gotta use it. I know I think Triple H has that old school mentality too because he's not 6 feet tall or whatever the case may be. But who cares? You know,
I get all that, but man, if the dude can put on a solid match, I think the charisma is there. They've given him opportunity, but to me, it just seems like it's the push has been. I think they can get him to the next level now, and at first I was cool with it because he was on TV every week. He was given solid matches. Sometimes he'd win, sometimes he would lose. But now I'm like, okay, make a decision, and if you believe in the guy, now start really pushing him. I just feel like okay, you're kind. It's kind of taking. I'm trying to figure out the way that I want to say it.
it's
It's
hurting him
just
by
the
losing
burn
so
is
much.
too slow.
Yeah,
Shit or get off the pot. If you believe
exactly.
in him, you know what I mean?
But I guess Braun had a leg up because he whose son he is, so he gets the bark and chance and everything.
Yeah,
So
and the
I
crowd's
get
really
that.
behind Braun. I mean, you can't argue that Carmelo's over like he is, but
No, no, but again, the name helps.
oh, sure, sure, all of that does.
Um, but even without the name, I think if you push somebody enough and you give them wins. Now, if you're pushing somebody and giving them wins and the crowd is still dead, okay. I no, okay, they're not it. You know, and then people make the argument that's what happened with Jey Uso. But even though people still yeeting, but yeah, that's kind of what my thing is. You brought him up from NXT, give him some wins and see how the crowd reacts to him. Make him he's a heel. Stop trying to make him babyface. Like that is not him. He is so much better served as a heel. He is not a babyface.
Who, Carmelo?
Yes,
Man,
that man is not a babyface.
I'm not sure because they had the heel run. I think is really they were trying that, but man, he would come out to crickets. The crowd didn't boo. The crowd didn't do anything, and the worst thing is to not have any response at all.
Well,
I
yeah,
thought they should
but you
try
got to
that,
do something.
man. I think he has a chance as a face. I think what they're doing with him and Dragunov. I mean, I think a match between him and Dragunov where they just let them go. I think that could be a classic. So I'm
Oh yeah.
hoping. Yeah, I hope.
Hell,
I'm hoping that.
Dragunov ain't big. Shit.
What's that?
he Dragunov is small.
Right. That's what I mean. But two small guys like that who can go, I think they could put on a classic, and I think something like that could elevate
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a main match that kind of writes itself.
Yeah.
Hayes and Dragunov, yeah. I'd like to see that. I would. But yeah, lot to had to unpack here. It's been a while, and then that's just I don't know. And like I said, and I'm gonna end it with this: 20 years, 23 years. The last 3 or 4 wasn't around as much, but 23 years of a career, John Cena. Again, not. I don't consider him the GOAT. I don't. I'm not a fan. I don't feel any way. about him leaving. Don't love it, don't hate it. I respect his contributions over the last 23 years, and I respect the impact that he's had. Obviously, you saw the crowd reaction, can't be denied. And um, he did leave it better than he left it. So, I respect all those factors. I appreciate him more as an actor in film and in the Peacemaker show. I think he's great. But as far as like I said, for me, it's just a respect thing. Hats off, 23 years. That says a lot when you really look at the greats that we all talk about. I mean, outside of Hogan, who was around about the same. You look at The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H. I guess you could throw Roman. Roman could probably Roman. The only person I could see eclipsing him is Roman as far as time. Um, but
But when you're
nobody had.
talking time at the top, though, yeah, I mean, at that level he was not many, and with the same company. Cena he never
Yeah,
left.
never
Yeah,
left. I mean, he didn't really get to the top till '06.
right, man. But it's 2026 almost.
Right. So I'm saying I
Yeah, 20.
respect.
Yeah, man. I can't think of one wrestler who spent 20 years. I mean, at or near the top of the card. Not one.
I mean Hogan.
No, no, not 20 years. You think
Hogan
20
was
years for
around in the
Hogan?
'80s. Hogan didn't retire until what?
But he wasn't. But by the time he retired, he wasn't. Hogan wasn't fighting for no
I
titles.
don't mean TNA. I'm not counting that bullshit.
Okay.
No.
Because even in by the time he came back to WWE, even he wasn't never in the title picture after his
He did. He won
WCW
the
run.
title.
Did he once? Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
He beat Triple H at
Okay.
Backlash for the title. That was after he lost to The Rock. Very next month he won the belt.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how long that run lasted. Probably a pay per view, but yeah, I mean,
But
I
he was
guess
still
that
he was
counts.
still getting this treatment though.
Yeah.
John Cena was taking L's during his last run, and so was Hogan. I'm just saying that's the only other name, and the only person I could see eclipsing this man is Roman because Roman's already been there. He's already main evented 10 WrestleManias.
But he's not over like Cena was. Although he is now. I mean, I can see that.
I'm
But
about to say, I mean, he's pretty damn over right
but
now.
he is. But when you talk about him, he didn't really start to get over until he went heel, and that was what? How many years ago? Before that, man, people were shitting on Roman for
They
years. People were
were,
shitting
but
on him.
he was shitting on Cena too, but he was still at the top of the card. Like
Well,
Roman was at
yeah,
the top of the card.
no, but they were shitting on. By then, it was just hate on Cena. They were just tired of him because he was so over. But
They were tired
they
of
were
Roman.
hating on they were hating on Roman because they didn't want Roman. They
But
didn't
they were
want
also
Roman.
tired of him too. So like from '08 till what was the WrestleMania? It was 34? WrestleMania 34, like when they stopped booing Cena. That's a long time to hate somebody. And let's go Cena. Cena sucks. They even started singing John Cena sucks.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That is still getting a response from the crowd. I just think, look, Roman has a chance, but like I
Roman was
said, I
booed out the freaking building.
I
It
don't
was
think
so loud.
I don't think we'll see a run like Cena's in a long time. I don't think Roman's will eclipse it. I don't think we'll see a run like that in a long time. I've watched a lot of wrestling. I've never seen a run at the top that like Cena.
I see Roman. The one thing Cena never had, he never had a faction. Not that he needed it. I'm just saying he never brought people together and elevated them all to be champions.
Mm.
Roman did that.
Well,
And
I
then
don't
he
know if
went, and
Roman
now he's
did it,
moving
or
on doing
I
his
don't know
own
if
thing again.
Roman did it, or if the story, the writers did it.
Well, the bloodline thing is what did it, but them being attached to Roman, everybody, well, not everybody, most, poor Jimmy, he did, but everybody else went on to get
Big
championships
Jim,
except for
poor Big Jim.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Even
Was
goddamn, he just came, what's his name?
Tala,
Huh?
JC Mateo, Tala?
No,
There's so many.
uh, Jacob.
Oh, Jake.
Jacob Batu came. came and went in the bloodline. He already been U.S. champ. Jimmy can't get shit.
Yeah, yeah. I feel bad for Jim, but hey, who knows? But
Big
yeah, man,
Jim.
look, it will be interesting to see who is the next franchise, who is the next guy that could eclipse Cena. I mean,
I see it being Roman.
yeah, I don't, because I don't think he's going to stay around long enough. Roman's already said he's got a couple of years left. You're not going to eclipse Cena in a couple of years.
He's saying that now, but
Yeah,
um, the only person, Cody left though,
Cody's
so
not going to
I can't
eclipse
really count
Cena.
him because he left. Um, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, but that's what's interesting, man. Who's look, you know, when Hogan left, who's going to be the next Hogan? Who's going to be the next Stone Cold? Then here comes Cena. Well, now we're asking who's the next guy. Like I think Roman and Cody can carry the company, but when I'm saying the next Cena, I'm like, who's going to be that guy who we're going to be talking about in GOAT territory? I'm not saying Cena is the GOAT, but I'm saying he deserves to be in that
Well,
conversation.
John
So
Cena himself said Roman Reigns is the GOAT.
who said that?
John Cena. He said it himself.
Oh
Roman
no,
Reigns is the GOAT.
no, no, not even close.
Uh,
Not
I
even
mean,
close. And I love Roman. I was a Roman fan when a lot of other people were booing him out of the building, but he's not in GOAT
I was too.
territory. Yeah, but he's not in GOAT territory, not yet.
I mean, he's eclipsed the title.
He's what?
He's eclipsed the title. He doesn't need a title to be himself, to be
No,
Roman. He's Roman Reigns. That's
no,
it. That's it.
you're right. But I mean, with all the accolades and like I said, I don't I don't know if he has transcended the sport even as much as like a Stone. Like he's done some movies, but he hasn't been a leading man yet. Rock was a leading man. Cena's been a leading man. Even
But I
Stone
think
Cold.
he's going about the smarter way. Take your time. Don't jump into that role.
But man, how much time does he have at his age?
Oh, to act.
Yeah.
Cena's 47 and he's still doing shit.
No, but I mean, but Rock had his first hit when he was what, 30 something? When was the rundown?
But Cena didn't start acting until he was 40.
Yeah, but Cena was already a made man in the business by then. I don't know, man. Like I said, we'll have to see.
But
For
okay, well
me,
here's an argument for you. Batista didn't start acting until he was damn near 50.
right. Well, it's seen, but see that now Batista's had a decent run, but nobody's talking about him in GOAT territory. You think
No,
Roman had
no, because he
he left?
let him tell it. No, he didn't leave. He let him tell it. Well, he did leave, but um, it should have been him, not Cena.
Uh,
And they went the PG route, and that's why they didn't go with him. They
nah,
chose Cena.
man, I like Batista, you know that, but man, he wasn't over like Cena was. But Cena was the chosen one because and they chose the right guy. I mean, you're the chosen one when you engage the crowd, when you sell the tickets, when you sell the merch, and that's how you earn that title in the business. And
Well,
Batista wasn't doing that like
he was
Cena
white
was.
hot for a while.
Mm-mm,
You
mm-mm.
know, he was. You need to go back and look because Batista was over like a rover.
Man, he was okay. All right, yeah, yeah. No.
Did he have the merchandise? No.
Well, why not? I mean, but that's my point. If look, I'm not saying, look, I love C. Like I said, man, how early did we get up to go meet Batista? And I know we're going long. I'll make it quick. I just think sometimes, sometimes the company chooses the right guy, and how can you argue looking at where we are now that Cena wasn't the right guy?
Well, I'm not even arguing that. I'm saying what Batista said.
Gotcha,
He
gotcha.
said that they chose him because Batista's not PG and John Cena was during the PG era, and they chose to stick with the PG. That's why he lost in Mania, and that's why he would always lose to John, except for the first time they wrestled. Um, because Batista's rough around the edges and John Cena's not. He's kitty and wants to kiss babies and shit. And
He wasn't
Batista
always
didn't
like
do
that
that.
when he was the Doctor of Thugonomics, man. Some of them rhymes got a little.
That didn't last long enough, you ask me.
You mean it should? You like that? You think it should have went longer?
Yeah, because he just jumped to this. Okay, take that back. He went from Dr. Thugonomics to like this tweener. Well, he wore just black. I like that John Cena. John Cena
Okay.
that faced Triple H at 22. I did like that John Cena.
Okay.
But then we started to get into these different color t-shirts, and then that's when I was like, okay, you're placating to the wrong people. You're not talking to me anymore. So that's why I was like, well, I'm out. I disconnected from them.
I mean,
And
and
then
I can see that, but even when Cena was wearing those ugly ass jorts and them colorful shirts, everybody loved Cena. Not old, young, black, white. Everybody loved. That's how you know you're over because everybody loves Cena.
well,
Maybe
they didn't love him.
huh? Oh, most did. Most
He was
did.
he was still booed. He was getting booed too.
Well, but I think anytime you're a wrestler and you're over and people just kind of grow tired of you, they boo you sometimes. Just, Hogan was getting booed in some of his.
Sometimes
Look,
you
man,
really need to go back and look, bro.
during
He was
during
getting torched.
but he was still getting but was he getting more torched or cheered? He was always getting more cheered.
No,
You're
you really
always
need
going
to
to
go
have
back.
haters.
I think you're stuck on the last few years. He was getting, oh my God, they was doing him like Roman before Roman. Like, trust me, he was getting shitted on. That's where the John Cena stuff came from. Singing it with his song, and he just dealt with it. And he even said himself, like, I've been getting booed for the last da 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 da. Da. I just deal with it. He
Yeah.
admitted he gets booed, booed out the fucking door.
Yeah. And well, look, we could go on forever. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I just know that I remember when Hogan was so over and people got tired of him. And I'm not saying he was getting booed out of buildings, but I know after about 5 years of Hulkamania, I was wore out. Um, I got sick of Stone Cold shtick after a while. Him and Vince going at it all the time. That got a little tiresome. I just think anytime you're over like that, there's going to be some people that just kind of get tired of your act.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see between Roman and Cody. Um, I don't think they'll eclipse. I mean, 20 years. 23 years. That's a long time. But you gotta remember, the last 4 or 5, he only was around here and there. So, I mean, less than even Roman has been around. Um, because when we started, our first WrestleMania podcast was 30. The last Mania they did in New York, where it was one night. That was when we started.
Right, right.
And
I
John
can't
Cena
remember
was
which one that
there. He
was.
made an appearance, but he didn't wrestle.
Right.
So that's why, like, to me, that's kind of why this whole retirement thing, like, I've been felt like he was retired. He just comes around here and there. But it's been since then that he hasn't really showed up regularly. So,
But that's good, right? I mean, he is past his prime. Why should he be around all the time? I mean, you say people are getting sick of him booing him out of the building, so maybe
well,
he's
no,
like,
my reason I said that was because that's why the whole retirement thing didn't have that feel. Like when Flair retired, Flair was wrestling weekly up until he retired.
right,
Cena would go away for years and then come back and oh, I'm gonna wrestle for a little bit, and I'm gonna go away again for another year, and then come back and do this and okay, well, I'm back again, but this time I'm done.
okay.
So that's why it didn't really like affect me so much because like I feel like you've already been gone.
No, I mean, I do see that point because yeah, he hasn't been a mainstay on the roster. So yeah, I can see what you're saying.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
for
see
me.
that point.
But I get why people that loved him were hurt because you just hold out hope. Well, he'll come back. He'll come back. He's gonna come back. Until now, he's like, no, I'm done. Like it's done. This is over with.
Well, good.
And I like I said when I opened, I felt like even though I'm not a fan, I feel like you do 23 years, you deserve a better finish than that.
Yeah. You know what? I was cool with it because I felt like this whole thing that Triple H did his best to make this everything Cena wanted. So that goofy smile he had on his face, like I said, I didn't see that live. That's that picture you showed. That's the first time I seen a smile on his face. But either way, I don't feel like Cena. I wouldn't think he'd have a lot to complain about the way this all played out. How many
Nah.
people would get this kind of retirement a year in advance? You announce it, and all these matches and all
I'm sure
these
Brock will
scenes.
get it.
And, huh?
I'm sure Brock will get the same treatment. He won't get the fanfare, but he'll get the I'm picking who
Oh yeah, right, right. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Randy will get it.
yeah. I think for the most part, Kirk Angle said he got it.
AJ.
Yeah. Oh,
No,
AJ.
AJ's retiring too.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, well,
Well,
so
they did Kurt Angle dirty.
they did, man. Come on, Corbin.
The
Barron, yeah, yeah. He said now that was
man.
not one of his choices.
No.
That was Vince's choice, I believe.
Because he thought Baron was gonna be something. Nobody even talked about that shit after it happened.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no.
Well, sorry, folks. I know we're probably rambling, but
Hey, we haven't been on in a while. It's good to
yeah,
talk a
yeah,
little bit. I mean,
yeah,
I probably could cut this up and have different segments, so it is what it is.
yeah.
But we got I guess the anniversary show. That's in a few weeks. But before then though, I'm gonna try to get that next Trying to Laugh done. Because Joe did one we haven't done yet. And so I wanna just try to squeeze that in there.
All right.
Um yeah. But I see the subscribers. Y'all still with us. Appreciate it. I haven't even gamed as much. I picked up a second job. I try to say it on the streams. But yeah, I picked up a second job. So I'm just like this today is like my only day off. It's Tuesday. So like post shows are kind of like everything's Tuesday now. Like if we do a post show, if we do Trying to Laugh, it's gonna be on a Tuesday because that's the only full day I have, you know. Other than that, I'm working. Like most days I work both jobs. One's a day, one's overnight. So and I'm still making time to go to the gym. So sleep is like non-existent. So my time off is mainly for the kids. So, but I appreciate you all
Yep.
and Rob,
Always.
of course,
Yep.
for his patience as well. You know, a lot of stuff been going on, you know, family wise. So, that being said, I will be streaming again after this because this is my like I said, it's my night off, so I want to game a little bit. Um, and then I guess we'll see what happens the rest of the week. Um, but continue to email us or leave comments on stuff y'all want to see. And hopefully 2026 we can get some things going more consistently. We'll see. Right now with this economy and everything, it's a little tough. If you want to live comfortably, you gotta work. You gotta work a lot. So that's my soap. I'm off my soapbox now. Take care, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well. Happy holidays, whatever you celebrate.
Yep.
And we'll speak to y'all again soon. Take care.